Hey guys, Boris Lasberg. Welcome to our trade setup for 130.13. Euro takes out 135. Big news of the day. Past performance not indicative of future results. Trading forex carries high low risk may not be suitable for all investors. High degree of leverage can work against you as well as for you. And before deciding to trade any such leverage products, you should carefully consider investment objectives, level of experience, and risk appetite. Possibility exists you could lose some or all your money, so be aware of the risks associated with trading on margin and seek advice from an independent financial advisor if you have any doubts. Information contained here is solely for informational purposes only, and we're merely providing this for your general information. The information and opinions presented did not take into account any particular individual investment objectives, financial situation, or needs, and all investors should obtain advice based upon their own unique situation. We're not responsible for any loss incurred in investments made by readers and clients as a result of this information, and would not render investment, legal, tax, or accounting, rather professional advice. And if such advice is needed, seek services of a professional, of a competent professional. Here's the story of the day right here. Euro dollar finally running the 35 barrier in Asian session trade. This is 4-hour bars, 4-hour candles. As you can see, we basically hung after we took out the 34.80s, as I said to you yesterday, which were the critical level on a run towards 35. We hung for 12-hour period before we finally ran the barriers at 3,500. We've been about as high as 35.15. And the key thing here now, of course, is that once it's taken out, how much more power do we have to the upside? If you look at the longer-term charts, let's just go to the 3-year charts here. You see that there isn't any overhang, just particularly here. This level over here is 34s. This level over here is still underneath 3,500s. So as we open up the move through 3,500s, there's really quite a lot of open area. However, on a more immediate level, there's a lot of optionality still left. The 3,500 double no-touch options were gone, but there's 3,525s, there's 3,550s, and lastly 3,600s all along the way. So there's a staggered amount of offers all the way through that the euro has to chew through before it can finally make its way higher. So what we have here right now is a relatively clean break, but it really needs to, in order for the break to be truly confirmed here, we need to see 35.25 in order for the euro to make that run carefree all the way through to possibly 3,600 level. The yen also having a very good day. Dollar yen up. U.S. Treasury yields above the 2% mark, and as a result, this is the daily chart. You can see the yen taking out fresh highs today in Asia session. This 91.25, obviously very key level, and we're still kind of battling around it. We need to come up above the 1921.25 consistently in order for us to make a run towards 9,200. Here's the very short-term look at dollar yen. We pierced the day's highs, but still kind of not holding it. Need to be able to really break through 25s to 91.30s in order for us to get a good chance of running higher. There's a possibility that could happen, obviously, as the right here is the most recent highs that we just pierced. Possibly it can happen that, of course, as North American session takes place, especially if U.S. Treasury yields keep going. As a result of all of this, obviously the euro-yen structure looks very constructive. Fresh highs in euro-yen. If you continue to press the yen crosses higher, the other structure that looks very good today is Aussie yen. Took out 95s. This is something we talked about in the BK Forex webinar yesterday. 95s were taken out. This was the ceiling that kept a lid on Aussie yen for quite a long time. If you look at this on let's say a 4-hour chart, you'll see that there was quite a lot of congestion here at the 95 level. Boom, 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 boom. Finally took out yesterday, and obviously now we're as high as 95.50 as the yen crosses really start to take off. So 95.25 on dollar yen needs to make a run higher. We could go to 91.50 possibly if we take that out. 92 obviously in view, and all of that very much complementing the yen crosses since most of the currencies are now relatively stable. The one thing that's kind of just floundering today, surprisingly, is cable. It really hasn't made any kind of a move. Hasn't even touched the highs of the day yesterday. Certainly hasn't touched any lows of the day yesterday. But it seems to be doing this kind of consolidation around 57. We noted yesterday that 57 was definitely seeming to be the sell-out bottom for cable for the time being. But it may be a situation where it may want to retest the lows here right underneath 57 before it kind of creates a double bottom and moves higher. It needs to take out the 50 The key level in cable here is, if you sort of go on the 4-hour charts, let's just go here. Oh, here we are. So let me just zoom in. The key level in cable here is this 57.72, 57.80. That needs to get taken out in order for us to have a reasonable chance to make 58. And then out of 58, we can recapture 58. There could be a recovery all the way up to 58.50, which is somewhere around here, like around 58.25, somewhere around here to basically cover up this gap that we saw over the weekend. But for now, cable very much floundering. A lot of that is actually also having a impact on euro pound flows. Euro pound obviously performing very, very well. Again, inching its way towards the 86 handle, which is quite possible in today's dynamics, given the fact that as euro takes out the 35s and continues its march forward, the 86s definitely can go in the euro pound. So that's pretty much how everything shapes up. We have fresh highs in dollar yen, fresh highs in euro dollar. The Aussie sort of also having a relatively okay day. Got stymied here pretty much at this 105, 104.70 level that has not been able to break through. This is the key thing. 104.74 needs to take this out to make a recovery towards the 105, and kind of got repelled here for the time being. But definitely made, I think, a near-term bottom at 104 for the time being. And as long as it consolidates, it does have a chance to go to 105 as the day develops. So that's pretty much how things stand. 135.25, the next critical barrier for the euro. 91.25, so 91.50 for dollar yen, and everything else, of course, contingent as we move forward. This is Boris Schlossberg for BK Forex, have the best time trading today. Over and out.